Eric, today's topic is going to be on trials and temptations, and we find this aspect in James chapter 1, and the first, a little part of James, anyways. So we're going to read it verse by verse and get your thoughts on it. It says this: Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah, pure joy. Yeah, when I hit trials, tougher stuff, I go. What my prayer, I said, Lord, I'm not getting the joy part just yet.
Mm,
It's not really working. But I do know, and I thank the Lord that I have somebody to go to, and that is really really special because I really joyful that I have somebody to travel this road with me. If I was on my own, what would I do? Like, how do you fix it? Because I know that when I get through, when it's over, I'll be ahead of the curve because the Lord will help me get right answers and right solutions and that kind of thing. So the objective is to pass the test. And even going there, let's say it's financial problems as an example. I'm just talking generically here. We have to pass the test. Passing the test isn't asking the Lord, please take this mess away. But the mess is real. We made it, or whatever, even if it is inflicted on us, whatever, by somebody else, doesn't matter. The point is we own it. And the objective is that we need to pass the test. And if we do it with the Lord's guidance, say, Lord, give me the wisdom, give me direction, and help me to do it honestly and correctly so that so that things go right. Well, then we get through it and we're stronger and we
mhm,
perseverance, we get better on account of that. We have family problems. You say, well, fix my spouse, fix my kids. No, that's not the right answer. Or asking the Lord to take it away. No, give me the wisdom and direction how to work through this thing. So it's a mess. We don't have we don't have joy maybe, but we can have joy in the aspect that the Lord is with us on that. And
Actually,
then what?
Harry,
Yeah.
we find this aspect in verse 5 here. If we just skip a couple verses, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. And that's the solution there, right? Instead of looking externally at everybody else, deal with what you can deal in your plate, shall we call it.
Yeah. Even the aspect of like, is your cup half full or half empty?
Mm,
The world, their cup is half empty. Ours is still half full because we have somebody to do it with. Okay. Well, the Lord is on our side. We are, we all, everybody has problems, but not everybody has a solution. We have the old adage is do bad, why do bad things happen to good people? And the answer is all things happen to all people, good
mm,
and bad. But good people have God to lead them through these problems. But others are on their own. There are no answers. Does God help people that aren't part of the family? No. You have to learn, you have to be part of the family. And everybody's invited to be part of the family, but we can't just go to our neighbor and say, no, help me fix this problem. We have to be family.
mm.
And we also have to realize that we live in a pretty rough world. First John 5:19 says that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. Satan is running this place, but yet we can be an island of tranquility in an ocean of chaos. We can live apart from that because we don't have to be part of all that chaos. He'll give us peace, that Jesus said, give you joy, give you peace. Come unto me, all you are worried and
Weary, yeah.
yeah, and he says, I will give you rest. My yoke is easy, my burden is light. And yeah, this is his objective, but we have to be taking up our cross daily and following him too. So if we're part of the family doing our part, we are in a good place. And problems are universal. And even the one more item I think is interesting to think about. Let's say we go to the doctor tomorrow and the doctor says, I've got bad news for you. Will you rejoice if that happens, Justin?
Yes, as a Christian, I would, because I like the way Paul puts it, right? He says to live is for Christ and to die is for gain. It's actually a blessing to go to heaven. Like, we think as in a world terms, right? Or in a carnal way of thinking, that the greatest form of this of punishment is death, but it's not. It's actually separation from God in the afterlife. And what a great joy that would be as a Christian to know that we get to go be with the Lord forever.
Yeah, we say, Lord, if you give me 5 more years, I'd love to spend them with you and on earth. But hey, either way, I'm okay with that. And how special is that? That's one of the greatest struggles, and yet we can have peace on that also. So rejoicing in adversity. Yeah, that's not at the moment. I have to admit, I struggle with that, but I'm so glad that we can do it with the Lord, and that is really, really special.
All right. And then in verse 3, it says, because you know that from all these testings of your faith, it produces perseverance, right? So, isn't that so true, Harry, when you think about it, right? When you
Yep,
go through a trial and tribulation and you come out of it, you
yep,
are stronger in your faith because you know and you realize now that God was with you. I remember during the darkest time of my life as a Christian, when I was a real big trial, and you start like, where are you, God? And then you see how he's mapped things out for the benefit of everybody else around you, and of course yourself too. Your faith grows. So during those times we have to just keep plucking forward and keep on the straight and narrow path.
yeah, and passing the test, so every situation, every stroke, like trials and tests and trials come from the Lord also, and temptations from Satan. But the point is that as we pass these tests, we go to a higher grade. Just like in school, we raise the bar, we raise the bar.
Mm,
And the tests in grade 8 are harder than the ones in grade 5, but that's all part of it, and God will test us accordingly, but eventually we graduate, and that is really, really special. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's going to be good, and he gives us the strength. Like even the apostle Paul, he was 11 years from the time God called him till he was in full-time ministry. God gave him a lot of years of tests and trials to get him ready for the real thing, and us too. This isn't going to be easy being a Christian, but it's beautiful.
amen. And one last question here for you, Harry. So if anyone's watching this video right now who is going through the bottom of a valley type thing, a moment of darkness, what advice would you give to them uh, as a Christian?
Yeah, the first thing is that don't do anything stupid. At the valley and at the peak, we make the bulk of our mistakes. Like we use stupid things. Don't ever do that. But in a valley situation, realize that the Lord is with us. If we're in a good place with Him, say, Lord, just look for advice and make a point of passing the test without doing damage to anybody else.
Amen. Thanks a lot for this, Harry.
Thank you.